Hi, I'm Mallory Swantek.
Hi, my name is Sara Kaup.
I am originally from Norfolk, spent a lot of time in Genoa, Nebraska, but now I live in Columbus.
I am from Columbus, Nebraska. I have 3 children.
I am a survivor of SCAD. SCAD stands for spontaneous coronary artery dissection, and it's a form of a heart attack. It's when the arteries of your heart, which are double-lined, dissect and they cause a blockage. It's like mainly a genetic issue. So your heart doesn't function the way other people's do, and it causes blockages. And I found that out after I had a really massive heart event. I am only 38. So on that day, I gotta be honest, I don't really remember a whole lot. It was intense. I've been told I was on my way to work, and apparently something didn't feel right, because instead of going to work, I ended up at Columbus ER saying I was really dizzy, and I was with it enough to slide over my ID to them, and then I passed out, I laugh, but it's not funny, but I passed out onto the ER, desk. Luckily, the surgeon that was there that day on call was able to recognize what was going on almost immediately, and they were able to resuscitate me and stabilize me and get me to Bryan, where they implanted a device into my side. I think it's called an ICD-10, which is like a defibrillator, like the bzz, bzz shock, if your heart stops, they're gonna start it again inside of you. He says he saw me. There was literally blood coming from my eyes from the compressions. They had to shock me 3 times to get me back. There was blood coming out of my nose, and all he could think to say was, "Please come back to us." Ever since then, our relationship has been so much stronger. It totally changes the way you have gratitude. The gratitude thing, you keep coming back to gratitude. You don't care about the laundry. You don't care that he left the dishes in the sink another day. Who cares? I have him. With my son Clark, he'll come and touch where the scar is. So he knows. It was hard for him for a while. I couldn't pick him up because he was too heavy, and I had a weight lift restriction. And I do this thing with him, I love you high, I love you low, I love you no matter where you go. As high as the sky, as deep as the sea, more than all the stars in the galaxy, forever, for always, no matter what. And I pick him up and kind of move him around when we do that at night. And I couldn't do that with him. And I could see the disappointment in his little eyes when I did that, "Aw, what do you mean we can't do high-low tonight, Mom?" Finding other ways to let your kid know that everything's gonna be okay in those high-stress moments was hard. It makes you realize that bravery isn't so much a feeling, it's a decision. And you just act, even when you don't feel it.
This all started for me back in April of 2024. I started having pains that would go from my chest to my jaw to my left arm, and I thought they were anxiety attacks. And never once in a million years I thought of it being a heart-related issue. And I talked to my brother and I talked to my best friend, and they're like, "You got to get this looked at, you got to get this looked at." And I'm like, I will. And then one day I was working. I couldn't take it anymore. It was so bad. I dropped to my knees and they took me to the hospital. I was in and out of the heart cath, and he looked at me and said, "This isn't good. We have to put a balloon in. Can you just tell my family?" And then they got me up to my room, and my brother and my stepdad and my kids were there. And he came in and he says, "You're being flown to UNMC for open heart surgery." It was a epicardial vasospasm. That is what they're telling me my final diagnosis is. And I will have it forever. And my current count is 12 different heart medications that I live on, just to keep me going. So my daughter was 21 at the time My son was 23 at the time, and my youngest was 7. They were amazing. My daughter never left my side. My son was up as much as he could, and with me as much as he could and helped. And my youngest was scared, but my daughter, she was my rock star. Made sure I made every doctor's appointment afterwards. Didn't miss a beat. She sorted my pills. She made sure she listened to the doctors and explained it all to me. I mean, still to this day, she can tell you the story better than I can. Nothing like being 43 years old and having to have your daughter give you a shower because you can't even do that yourself. You have to advocate for yourself and you have to take it seriously.
These things really do happen.
It can happen to anybody.
And we're losing droves of women. And it's not fair. It doesn't have to be this way.
Take your heart health seriously.
It can get better, and it will get better if we keep advocating, if we keep speaking up.